I rewatched They Live the other day, and there's a part at the end where he's like in the big like complex, and he stumbles into the little gala, and there's the guy giving the speech of like, you know, now our plan's in motion and we're set to have total world domination by the year 2025. And it's like, oh.
Okay.
And then I was thinking like, this would be the perfect time for John Carpenter to make his comeback, a la like Twin Peaks, like The Return. You know how then people like went back to the original one and they were like, oh, there's that line where I think Laura...
I'll see you again in 25 years.
Yeah. And then 25 years later, he makes The Return. And then now John Carpenter needs to make his return with like They Lived or
They Still Live or something like that. Yeah.
Or You Sleep, because that's the end of the... The phrase is They Live, You Sleep. And so I was trying to think of like other movies that could like fit in that, like, what are movies that like reference, like, obviously the big one, although the time has passed now, would be Back to the Future, because they go to 2015.
Yeah.
But
I was almost gonna say like a Terminator movie. I forget what years.
For sure, yeah.
But they've made so many Terminator movies after like the first two that like it wouldn't be that crazy of an idea for a legacy sequel, because I think they make one like a few years ago once Arnold was like not in politics anymore. I thought they made one.
Yeah, he came back to Genesis, I think. I haven't.
Yeah.
The last one I watched was Salvation. I haven't watched the last couple.
Yeah. I've only seen the first two. I think I bought a copy of the third one, but I think after that, I don't even remember. It's like Terminator : something. I don't even remember
Salvation
what order they...
Salvation is 4, and then Genesis, and I can't remember the ones after, like, when I stopped watching.
Yeah. But I feel like a sequel to They Live, like a legacy sequel, would be perfect. I mean, in the previous episode, an hour and a half ago in our time, like we were talking about like advertisements and like telling ads to shut up or whatever, like, you know, a future...
that's the modern version. Yeah, right.
You know, it's like interactive ads. Oh, I mean... Chloe and I watched Minority Report last week. That was my first time ever seeing it.
Oh, sick.
And it was really cool.
Movie.
It was really cool movie. But the thing that I latched onto the most was like there's a scene where Tom Cruise, I think he's trying to go undercover because like this is after he's been outed as like a future criminal. So like he's kind of on the run. But like he goes into the mall, and every mall can scan your retina. And then it knows that you're there. And then there's like ads talking to him personally because they're like, oh, welcome back, Mr. I forget his name. Like,
pretty fucking close to that.
And I was like, this is the scariest part of this entire movie is like ads having retinal scans of you. And then like, if I go to the gas station to pump gas and like the Speedway is like, hey, Nick, how's it going? There's a 2-for-1 deal on tornadoes right now. I'm killing myself right there. If I'm doing that thing that Walt did in that episode of Breaking Bad where I'm taking the squeegee and I'm putting it in my car engine and I'm blowing myself up. Like that's the hellish future that awaits us. And I think John Carpenter, if he did another like legacy sequel to They Live, I know Roddy Piper's gone, but Keith David's still around. You could get Keith. I think Roddy Piper dies at the end of that.
I was going to say they both do. Keith David gets shot in the head, and then Roddy Piper, you could make an argument he survives.
He has the coolest death, because doesn't he just flip the thing off?
Yeah.
And it blows him up.
And then it blows up, yeah. No, you do the thing where you have, like, God, you have Glenn Powell and Donald Glover, and they're like, yeah, I'm Roddy Piper Jr. and I'm Keith David Jr. Something like that. No, I just realized going back to like the timing of everything. We've had 2 recent ones that fell just shy of the mark, which is frustrating. You had Blade Runner 2049 came out in 2017, and I believe original Blade Runner was set in 2019.
Oh.
Way 2 more years. And then this year, 28 years later.
Oh,
give it a few more.
They were so close.
Yeah. It's much more, and then but Twin Peaks: The Return, like every time you think of it, it's like, it's so cool that he like timed it up like that. It's so neat.
Yep. Yeah, they filmed that and then everyone involved died. Like,
yeah.
I'd like to revisit it one day, but all of the shots of like Catherine Coulson as the log lady, like actively dying of cancer, just like barely squeaking out her lines, is like so depressing to me. It's so sad. So
is
many
Harry
of those
Dean
people,
in that one too?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
As Carl Rod.
Yeah.
But Miguel Ferrer is dead.
Yeah, Miguel Ferrer too. Damn. Yeah, you're right. I mean, now David Lynch, obviously, but that wasn't right after.
Yeah.
When I first watched it, I also thought, even though they had a little bit more like vibrancy to them, I think they have names, but like the tar black guys at like the gas station who do they like talking to them.
Got a light.
Yeah, got a light. I thought that was Harry Dean Stanton too, like the main one.
Oh, yeah, he would have played a good like smoking man or whatever you want to call it,
or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They live 2025. Instead of just being like normal glasses that let people see the world, they're like the meta AI glasses or like the Google glasses, and you don't even have to be subtle with like obey and consume. Like, it's just there.
Yeah,
like,
you really don't. Like, it's
someone
they put them on and it like barely changes.
Yeah, I'm sure someone has done this, because I feel like there was a point in time where like maybe like the Banksy era of sort of like street art, like political activism. I don't know if you could even call it that. There was a point in time where like I think doing the obey, like the alien faces, the way that they look, that was like kind of a thing that people would do about like being anti-consumer culture. And I feel like they did it back then, but like you could do it. And there was
the like Andre the Giant face with obey under it, which I think is the same. I think it is taken from the movie, right? Like,
yeah.
I think it's like directly a reference to They Live.
But it's like there are so many ads that you could do and apply it like with like the aliens. Like, can you imagine that American Eagle Sydney Sweeney ad that everyone got mad about? And it's just like you look and you see like Sydney Sweeney wearing the jeans, and you see, she's wearing like the super revealing jean jacket, and then it's like as it goes up, it's just her face is like one of the aliens or something like that. You could do that with like a lot of ads. I keep coming back to like the Liberty Mutual with the like the Limu Emu ads, and they're all just like aliens, like everybody.
Even the emu.
Yeah, some of our faves will be implicated as aliens. What's his face from like the Mayhem commercials? The guy from like 30 Rock, and he's one of them.
Yeah. And just check off like everybody, on the flight logs and stuff like that. And
100%.
Yeah.
They Live legacy sequel, like where like the finale takes place. It's a similar finale with a helicopter, but they're at Epstein Island.
That'd be so awesome. And just with the like, even if it's just wish fulfillment or whatever, it would be so fucking satisfying to just see somebody just like walk in there and just unload with like a machine gun. Like how, I love how quickly he switches into like, he like has the glasses on for like 5 minutes and he's like, I need to kill all of these. He's like, I don't understand what's going on or like why they're here yet, but
everyone here needs to die.
Yeah.
Oh man, and then there's like a close up of Jeffrey Epstein's like egg-shaped penis getting blown off. Have you seen that clip? That apparently
of his egg-shaped penis?
It is alleged that he has an egg-shaped penis, and I guess someone. But there's like a clip of him during like some sort of like testimony where he was like talking to police officers. And since like someone said it on record, they had to ask him about it, and you can tell that he gets so mad about being. It's like, now some of your accusers have said that you have an egg-shaped, oval-shaped penis, and he's like, what? And they repeat it, and I think he like walks out of the interview.
Oh wow!
Like he gets so mad about it.
Oh.
But just the fact that it's like on record, because I feel like everyone talks about Epstein, but like there's very little like video of him like speaking or talking, which is probably intentional.
Yeah, probably. Suspicious.
This Epstein guy, he's a little sus.
Yeah. Welcome back, ladies and gents, to another episode of ThereWillBeDuds. This is episode 189, and I am your co-host TJ. And with me
as always, I'm Nick.
And as always, we watched a movie, watched another movie, again, and that movie this time around the sun is I don't know what I'm doing. This is what you get when we're doing back-to-back episodes, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I only got one in me to do it earnestly. That movie this week is Walk the Line from 2005, directed by James Mangold. It is a biopic of Johnny Cash. That's it. I don't know, with biopics, I'm like, what else do I say? He's a musician. He made some songs because he's a musician. I don't. It's just this weird. It's weird how like I did that Synecdoche one just off the dome, and that's like I feel like that's a very hard movie to do a short breakdown. I feel like I did a pretty good job, and then this it's like it's the most straightforward historical like biopic about a famous person. I'm like, yeah.
If you don't know who Johnny Cash is, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how to help you.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of what I'm getting at. Yeah.
But also maybe being unable to produce an interesting description of this movie is telling for how I felt about it, which is
could be that too.
Which is almost nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm putting my cards on the table now. This movie is the most nothing I think I've ever felt in a movie in a long time.
Okay, I'm glad it's not just me. We're in line with both of these.
I came up with a really, I think, pretty good metaphor. I was talking to some of my coworkers last night about this. I told them I watched this movie because I watched it yesterday, and I described the experience to them as sitting there with a saltine cracker in my mouth for 2 hours. Is basically how I felt. This is like the most by the books biopic, like Hollywood drama, Oscar bait thing I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I'm glad that. I was worried. There's a part of me that's like you were gonna be like really into this like performances or something like that, and I'd just be like, yeah.
Like I think
I love Joaquin Phoenix, but
I think Joaquin is good as Johnny Cash. I think he does I think both him and Reese Witherspoon do a very serviceable job as their counterparts.
Exactly. I was literally going to say serviceable. That was the word I was going to use. Yeah.
And like I like Johnny Cash's music. I like some of those songs, and it was like I don't hate that element, but everything else, there was, I don't know. I've been talking a lot. I don't know if you wanted to say.
No, that's fine.
There was
the one that tends to ramble a lot. So
there was one part where I thought the movie might go in an interesting direction, and I feel like it was like an Easter egg. It was an Easter egg for like the real heads that know like about Johnny Cash's personal life or some aspects of it. There's a scene after he buys his house in California. He's like laying on, I don't think it's a hammock, but it's like a sort of like longer, loungier beach chair in his yard. He's like looking at a newspaper or a magazine or something, and he looks up in the sky and he sees a buzzard flying.
Oh, yeah.
And
yes,
I was like, holy shit, are they going to talk about the fact that he almost like made extinct a type of California buzzard? Do you know about this?
No, I don't.
Okay, I'm looking it up. I think buzzards. He got so mad about these California condors.
I was wondering if it was the
house.
condors. Yeah, okay. Because I knew that they were like endangered.
Yeah. So he basically I think he like accidentally let a cigarette go or something like that, but he started a wildfire.
Oh, I thought he had like a vendetta against them and he like hunted them or something like that.
So, okay, he did. Okay, so here's the quote. Basically, the saga continued with the federal government suing Johnny Cash for causing the devastating forest fire. In his biography, Cash described his own belligerence during a deposition in the case. I was such a mess that I didn't care. I went into the deposition full of amphetamines and arrogance, refusing to answer the questions straight. His account of the deposition is as follows. Did you start this fire? No, my truck did, and it's dead, so you can't question it. Do you feel bad about what you did? Well, I feel pretty good right about now. How about driving all those condors out of the refuge? You mean those big yellow buzzards? Yes, Mr. Cash, those yellow buzzards. I don't give a damn about your yellow buzzards. Why should I care? So, like, I think the thing in the movie was maybe a nod to that, where he's like looking up in the sky and he sees one.
Maybe, yeah.
Because I was like, okay, this would be interesting if like it removed the rose-colored glasses around him that this movie has. Because like there's a certain level of like trouble that they show him dealing with. Like there's like, okay, yeah, he had some pill addictions, he had some drug addictions, you know, he wasn't great with his first wife and kids, and he's kind of I don't know, he kind of feels like a shithead in this whole movie, like especially like the way that he's like really coercive towards June Carter, and like
I'll get to that later. I did not like that,
but it still kind of felt like it had this buffer around him, and I think it has to do with the fact that this movie came out 2 years after he died, and so it's like they're not gonna make the real Johnny Cash biopic right after he died, and it's just like showing what a horrible monster he was behind the scenes. Because I'm sure like I mean, he's hanging out with like Jerry Lee Lewis, and I'm pretty sure Jerry Lee Lewis was like was it him that was like he was like married to like his 13-year-old cousin, and like he's one of those guys.
That's the one thing that I know about him.
Yeah, he had. I mean, I feel like he was almost like a Jimmy Savile like level, maybe not that elevated, but I feel like, you know, there's probably some stuff that he got up to that like if it came out now, you'd be like, Jesus Christ, like he should be like death penalty, like he's dead already, obviously, but yeah, I feel like this is a very like safe and sanitized version of who he was in real life, and that was probably because he had just died. And he was like this American icon that wrote all of these songs. So it's like, yeah, it's not gonna go fully into all of that shit. But I was like, I saw that condor and I was like, oh, I was like, oh, I guess this was an Easter egg for me, because I knew that story about him, and like, I don't give a damn about your yellow buzzards. Just in an amphetamine stupor.
Yeah, that's kind of shitty. That sucks. I don't like that, but about him. But whatever. Yeah, a lot of like I have a few notes that are just like, this is cliche. I've seen this before. Like this guy, this is the guy that did he did A Complete Unknown, the Bob Dylan one last year, and it looked like the exact same movie. It's like I feel like I've now that I've seen this, I've seen A Complete Unknown and every other musical biopic. Like, yeah, I was I thought, I was like, okay, even if it is that, because that's just the vibe that I got from this, and just it screams, like I said, like mid 2000s Oscar bait. It's in this movie's blood. I was like, okay, but at least it has Joaquin. He's arguably like my favorite like current actor. Like like he's one where I'll like see anything that he's in, and I don't have a lot of actors like that. But I will like see a movie just because he's in it. But even and I know that like he was up for, I think he was up for Best Actor. I know Reese Witherspoon won for this one. I remember that.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, she's fine, but
yeah. And then watching it, I'm like, even Joaquin is like, I've seen better. Like I've seen plenty better from him. Like they're both fine. They do the thing that they feel like they're in a musical biopic, and they do the job. And then I don't like to like go into like Letterboxd reviews too much, but one of the top ones was a 5-star rating, and it was like, I am floored by these performances, like 2 of the best performances I've ever seen in my life. How do you do that? I'm like, I don't know. You
gotta expand your horizons, brother. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what the fuck they were talking about. Because, like, they're not bad. By any stretch, they are not bad. They do a good job. They're good actors, but that's it. Yeah. Yeah, they became June Carter and Johnny Cash. Their chemistry is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. That's another thing. I knew that this was like a biopic. And also, I knew that their relationship was like a big element of it. Because I knew that she was a big part of the movie. I did not like it at all. I would be like, if that would be something, I don't know, unless maybe that's accurate. Who knows? I didn't like how, like, for most of the movie, like basically until the very end, she's like,
he wears her down.
All these. Yeah, that's what and like everybody else in their life is pushing her to him. Like even her parents are like, go to him. And she's like, I just want to go home. And she's like, and her parents are like, you need to go to him. And she's resisting, and she's like, she's trying to, sure, they're flirting. I'm sure she's like interested in him. And I'm not saying that she was completely like uninterested until he just broke her psyche. But she's trying to be like, I don't know, responsible, smart. She's like, he's addicted to drugs and all these other. Yeah. He's got a lot of issues. We've had arguments. We've had falling outs or whatever. She's like, she has reasons to not be with him.
Yeah.
And there was no like the chemistry. Like, what are you talking about? Like, there was no moment where I felt like she was falling for him, or, you know, oh, this is a really good, like, romantic moment between them. It was just he kept, like I said, just like wearing her down. And then the fact that he and I don't know if this is true or
it
not.
Is. I looked it up.
It is how he proposed to her?
Yes.
Man, if it was in the context of this, I don't like that either. I hope in real life they had a stronger relationship prior to the proposal. I mean, they were married until their deaths, so that's got to mean something,
right?
But the way that he like peer pressured her into accepting his proposal, basically, was gross.
Well, yeah,
I did not like it. The payoff was this is an anti-weapons. It's like, it's so unsatisfying. It was, and then like they kiss, and he like lifts her up into the air, and the music rises and the light like, shines into the camera, and it's supposed to be this big, like, triumphant romantic moment. And I was like, this is fucked up. I didn't like it at all.
Everything we see prior to this is him, like, chasing her into her hotel room, like, pounding on the door to get her to come out, trying to kiss her and her not reciprocating, and he keeps trying it, like, being, like, just, like, completely blitzed out of his mind on his tour bus. Like, she's like, well, first of all, you don't propose to me, like, on a tour bus, and you're, like, high on drugs and pills, and he's like, it's like the entire movie, he's like a total dickhead, shithead asshole to her. It did not feel as triumphant as like the movie. It's like, yay, he finally coerced her into doing it. Like, I don't know how you feel about like public proposals like that, but I mean, if you like cringe, if you're a connoisseur of cringe, look up public proposals where the person says no, where like those
I have seen
painful. Those are painful, where like they're in like Disneyland or some shit, and he like has this elaborate proposal set up, and she's just like, which, first of all, why would you even upload that? If I like had a bunch of people filming my proposal, maybe they're fake. Maybe I've been duped, but like,
or maybe somebody else was filming it because they're like, oh, somebody's
and then
proposing,
they're like,
well,
yeah, but like, I don't know. Yeah, it's extremely manipulative shit where it's just like, you're gonna tell me no in front of all these fans who came here to see us perform together. Oh,
I can't finish this song without.
Yeah.
If it's not true or whatever.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the one? Or no, was that earlier? I think that was earlier. That wasn't that one. Okay, I was going to say it was earlier when he kisses her on stage, where they're singing the song that she like wrote with her ex-husband, and she's like, I don't want to sing this. I don't want to sing it. And then he's just like, he starts playing it, and then he's like, well, I'm starting singing it, so you better play along. And she's uncomfortable, and then she kind of gets into it, and then he kisses her, and then she storms off. And that was the part where I thought, like, okay, now he's gonna chase her to her room, and he's gonna like break down and be like, well, this is why, it's because I love you, because of all this is what you mean to me. But he doesn't. He goes there and he's like, why didn't you, like, why aren't you interested? And she just tells him off. And like, that's it. There's no like romantic moment. She tells him to leave her alone.
Yeah.
And then the movie ends with him doing essentially the same thing.
Yep.
Doing something on stage spontaneously without her consent. But this time she goes with it, I guess. He doesn't learn, he doesn't change or anything. He's doing the same shit he was doing when he was like younger, and I don't know if he's on drugs at that point, but
yeah.
Well, that doesn't mean that we still can't be friends.
Okay. Well, then here's to us being great friends.
I can't! We're friends!
Yeah, and it's like all of her reasons for not wanting to perform that song are like totally valid, because in the 50s, or I think it's in like the maybe like mid to late 50s, like when that happens, she's like, I just had like a very public divorce with my ex-husband, who I wrote that song with, by the way. And like, this is very much like in that cultural era when, you know, and I think this is exemplified in that scene where she's like kind of in the hardware store and she gets recognized by a couple people. And then the hardware store owner lady is just like, I'm surprised your parents speak to you at all. Marriage is an institution that needs to be respected, and you got a divorce.
And reproduce.
And like, that's an abomination. So like her whole like reputation is on the line, where like there's a million eyes on her, and like her public persona, which I don't know. I think the more interesting stuff in this movie is sort of on the periphery and isn't really explored all that much. But like a movie about June Carter's personal life versus like having to go on stage and just be on no matter what's going on in your personal life. I think that shit's fascinating, being able to like compartmentalize in a way where it's just like, be like, and then it almost recontextualizes like every public performance that I've ever seen of anybody doing anything. Like, I think this is sort of related. There was a documentary about Katy Perry. I didn't see all of it, but I've seen a scene where she gets notified that Russell Brand is divorcing her, like via text message, like literally like 30 minutes before one of her performances.
Oh, damn.
And so there's like a camera crew there because I think they might have been shooting this documentary like while this was happening. I don't know if God, that'd be very cynical of me to think that like they planned that. They're like there's like some assistant. It's like, all right, Russell, send the text now. You know that, like, you know, like this is gold. This is good shit. We got to keep the cameras rolling. But like, you see Katy Perry backstage, like sobbing, like she is like inconsolable. Like this is like maybe one of the lowest moments of her entire life. Like, and I think it would be so easy for her to say, I'm not doing the show. Like I cannot perform this show.
Sure.
But there's like thousands, maybe tens of thousands of people in this like arena to like watch her perform. And throughout the documentary, you watch her just basically like acknowledge that it's happening, get her tears out, and then like the crew starts coming in and putting makeup on her, getting her dressed, because her stage and her sets are like extremely elaborate. Like it's very darkly sad and funny that she's like learning that she gets divorced from her husband while some camera like crew person is putting on like the bra that shoots fireworks out of the tits. like it's so darkly funny and sad. But like there's a scene, it's like literally right before she's about to go on stage, you watch her face transform from like she puts on her smile and is waving, and the thing lifts her up to like uproarious applause. It is fascinating to see like how someone can do that. And
yeah,
just
it feels like scripted. Like that feels like you'd see that like in a yeah.
And it's like if they had done that maybe with like June Carter's story, where it's like you focus on her more than like Johnny Cash, and like you just kind of see her turmoil. I don't know. I think that stuff was way more interesting to me than like him sitting in like a hangar and like plunking out like, I hear that train a coming.
Yeah.
Anytime that they like referenced one of his songs, or like, it felt like, hey, jingling keys, hey boomers, he's doing Folsom Prison Blues. Do you know that
one? Yeah.
Oh, she's saying it burns, burns, burns. Ring of Fire's coming up next.
What have I ever done to you?
Like that time you woke up in the middle of the night and drank up all the milk, and then I got up and had my cornflakes, there's none left.
Dewey, you cheated on me!
Oh, so I'm a cheater, but you can just drink up all the milk, and that's fine. Okay, all right, that's fine, I get it. You're innocent, and I'm guilty. Guilty as charged. Guilty as charged.
Don't you dare write a song right now, Dewey!
The more we're talking about this, the more I'm starting to actively hate this movie.
Me too. Yeah. I think I'm going to lower my score.
Me too.
Like making the connection between like what I was saying with like him kissing her on stage, and then like how I said like he didn't really learn anything. I'm like, yeah, that like makes that even worse.
Yeah.
What was the other? Oh yeah. When I saw that part, him in the hangar playing it, and he's just like, he has the song fully composed, then, you know, it's perfect. I think of that Beatles documentary, Get Back, the one from a few years ago with that Peter Jackson did, where it's them recording Let It Be, which was released before. Or no, sorry, it was recorded before Abbey Road, but it came out after. But anyways, there's parts in it where, like in between the recording, where they're just kind of hanging out, and you hear more or less George is like, oh, I want to practice this new song that I want to, I want to practice this song. And they're doing something, but it doesn't sound anything like, I mean, it's got the same, it's not a completely different song, but it's like, and you hear them like,
he's probably doing like something in the way, yeah. Like it's like some of the half baked, partially baked.
Yeah, and he's just got like the guitar part, and then I think some of the lyrics are different, and they do that with something else too. Another song that would be on Abbey Road. And then like Paul and Ringo are there, and they're kind of like they're like, maybe I'll, trying to play along, but it's really like kind of clunky and like, but they kind of get it by the end, but it's a little different. And then it's just like, you watch that and he's like, yeah, he's got the song fully formed. And then when they're like in the recording studio and he's like, okay, well, I'll play something different for you. And they're like, well, Johnny, we don't know this song. And he's just like, he just starts playing. And then they're like, and they start playing the song exactly as we know it now with like,
to the point where even the guitar solo was like, and I'm like, come on, like, make it a little bit more believable.
Yeah.
God, the recording studio scene also irritated me because, again, this is extremely Oscar baity, like that. It's that prestige cinema, whatever, designed to win awards. But there's like the scene when he's like doing the gospel song, and it's fine, but it's boring. And there's like the monologue that recording studio guy gives, and I feel like the camera is like slowly pushing in on him, and he's like people don't want that gospel, we've heard that gospel, we need something. It's like this very, very like metaphorical, like basically prophetic speech about Johnny Cash and like the trajectory of his career or whatever. It's like, what do you think God wants? Do you think everybody wants to hear those same old damn hymns? And it's just like, it's this 2-minute monologue that's like pushing in. And I'm just picturing James Mangold on the other side of the camera, just like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And if somehow you were able to sing a song now, bringing these boys together who you haven't even met, and make something so personal, so new, that the whole world takes notice, and that your life is never the same again. But I'm telling you right now, I don't think it's going to happen.
Man, if this movie inspired anything in me, it's inspired me to seek out Walk Hard, because I have not seen Walk Hard. But
dude,
I looked up the Wikipedia article for Walk Hard, and the first sentence of the plot synopsis had me floored. Just, I think I would appreciate Walk Hard even more now that I have seen Walk the Line, because like the first line is like, Dewey Cox is a child in like the 1940s Dust Bowl or whatever, and he accidentally cuts his brother in half with a machete. And I'm like, holy shit, this is like way better.
I was like, I know that that Walk Hard was like obviously like spoofing this and like other biopics or whatever. I was like, when you get the scene when he's a kid and it shows his brother working with like the table saw, I said out loud, I was like, oh my God. I did not realize how close it was going to be to Walk Hard. And then I was just like waiting for it. Like he goes away and he's like fishing or whatever, and then his dad shows up. I'm like, oh yes. I was like, yes, his brother got cut by the saw. Yes. And then there's also Robert Patrick in this. He says it in like a slightly different way, but I was like clapping like I was seeing like a cool like Marvel reference or something when he like gets angry and he's like he says something else, but the thing that the dad says in Walk Hard is wrong kid died. And like,
it's not his fault. He cut him in half with a machete.
You
You're not half the boy that Nate was. You're not even half the boy that the top half of Nate was after you cut him in half.
So you're saying I'm less than a quarter of the boy Nate was?
The wrong kid died.
It's like through the whole movie, like every scene the dad's in, he brings that up and he's like, wrong kid died. And then like the scene where he's like outside a show and there's the guy, it's where the guy's like, where he's introduced to like whatever that drug is, like they give him the pills.
Yeah.
It also exactly like how it is in Walk Hard. It's Tim Meadows. And this also happens like multiple times in the movie with like, it's like weed, cocaine, acid. It's like all these different drugs. And every time it's Tim Meadows and he's like,
no, Dewey, you don't want this. Get out of here.
You know what? I don't want no hangover. I can't get no hangover.
It doesn't give you a hangover.
Well, I'll get addicted to it or something?
It's not habit forming.
But he does it in like the tone of like, you know, you don't want to do this, but everything he's saying is like making it like sound so great. So not quite that extreme, but like that was like just like how that scene was. So yeah, very early on in this movie, my prevailing thought was like, God, I just want to be watching Walk Hard right now. I just want to be watching Walk Hard. You know, the other great thing, it's fucking 90 minutes.
Yeah,
and
this was
you get the same story. Yeah. Did you watch the like 2.5 hour one?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't get the sub. I had a hell of a time watching this. I could have put headphones on, but I had the house to myself yesterday morning, and like it was nice out, so I had the windows open, and there was like some lawn equipment just going like the whole time, so I couldn't hear it. So I just rented it on Apple, and I only watched the. God, you watched the 2.5 hour long version? What else is in there? What else?
Okay, I gotta ask, so if you didn't watch that, how does the movie end? Because I'm pretty sure the last scene was an addition, because it was really awkward. Does it end with them on stage, like, kissing?
Maybe it does. Yeah.
Okay. Well, because the way that this one ends, and it's just so weird, is why I think that it's an additional scene, is it goes from them like kissing on stage at the end to him back at his house and his family's there, and June is like down by like the lake with the kids. Oh, you did see that?
And he's
and
like,
then
they have like the little string phone.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. Okay.
Oh my God. I can't believe that's the actual ending then. It's so awkward. It's such an awkward ending. His dad's just like, I don't know how to do this. And he's like, oh, just tell him a story about that thing. That's cool. And then it freeze frames on him walking down the steps.
Yep. That's how the theatrical cut ends. Yeah.
That's so weird.
I don't know. I think they wanted to, again, I think this is like Hollywood shit where like they can't have like a not happy ending. So they have to show a scene where him and his dad at least come to some sort of mutual respect or like reconciling their relationship.
That was so clunky.
And then I think also,
well, I also wrote, what is?
Apparently when he's like, oh yeah, tell him about the flood of whatever. And I think there's like a Johnny Cash song called like High Water or something like that. So they had to sneak in one more, hey, remember?
Okay. Sure. In conjunction with my note about the weird ending was, fuck his dad, who gives a shit.
Yeah,
like I didn't need them to reconcile. His dad was a fucking asshole.
Yeah, he says like the N-word within the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Well, and just the way they fucking treats him and blames him for his brother, like he's a fucking asshole. Like,
yeah.
If your parents, like, you don't have to love parents who treat you like that. This is a PSA to everybody. You are not obligated to love your parents if they treat you like shit. He should have kicked him out of his life years ago.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Yeah, he tried to reconcile with him at Thanksgiving, and he was a piece of shit then.
Yeah.
That Thanksgiving scene also bothered me. There was one part in particular that I think is so indicative of this genre of movie, where his dad makes the comment about the riding lawnmower that's stuck, right? And he's just like, he's like, you ain't got nothing out here but a lawnmower that's stuck in the mud. There's no kids here. Where's your wife? Like, basically shitting on him for like buying a big empty house and like not having like a life to put in it, essentially. And so in his, amphetamine stupor, anger, he's like, nah, I'm going to show him. And he goes down there and he tries to get the truck or the tractor out of the mud. And I think there's like a line where June's parents tell her to go help him. And she's like, no, I'm not going down there. And then
that's the one I was referencing earlier, where like they're like, she's saying, I don't want to, and they're like, do it.
Yeah.
Be with him.
And then I think she says something like, I don't want to go down into the mud or something like that. And then her mom says like, you already are down there with him. And I'm like, what is that? Oh,
what are you talking about?
That's her speaking directly to the audience, being like, hey, metaphors, do you understand them? Like, you're going to physically be down there in the mud with him, but now you're metaphorically going to be down there in the mud. But it's like a thing she doesn't want to do. A thing like, why would her mom be like, you need to go down there and help him? And then she's like, no. And then she's like, no, you need to. And then she says, okay. And then she's like, you're already in there with him. It's like, well, I wouldn't be if you weren't coercing me to do it. If you weren't telling me to do it. It doesn't make sense, but it's like that. It's like it's the jangling keys for people who need to have like metaphors just bashed over their head like a hammer.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's double meaning in what she's saying. Isn't that so profound or whatever? It's so stupid. I hated it.
Yeah, it is stupid. And it's also like, what do you mean she's in the mud? She's not trying
she's
to
actively trying to be out of the mud.
Yeah. You are like, they're throwing mud at her and they're like, why are you so dirty? That's so good. Fuck that.
Dude, I need to watch Walk Hard ASAP because I'm reading some of the Letterboxd reviews, and Will Menaker from Chapo Trap House, he says there are so many repeat gags in this that I love. Dewey, you don't want no part of this, etc. But my favorite is him ripping sinks out of the wall. Is there a scene where John C. Reilly is like ripping multiple sinks out of
that's right. Yeah, he does that in this where he like destroys that that room. Yeah. Yeah. That was another good
That's
bit.
so awesome.
Yeah. That was a great movie.
Yeah, like one of the reviews was something like this is the only movie so good it killed an entire movie genre forever.
No, literally. Like even before I noticed the similarity, like I was thinking this just seeing like the trailers and what scenes I saw from it at the like walking in at the theater of A Complete Unknown. I'm like even in that, like Walk Hard came out many years before. Obviously it's not skewering that movie or that person. But it's crazy that like James Mangold made this movie. He made Walk the Line, and then Walk Hard fucking eviscerated it. And made this genre obsolete. And then years later, James Mangold does it again, like nothing changed.
He's the only guy that can do him. Everyone else, I think, maybe realizes that making these like weepy
doesn't work
biopics is like, oh, we can't do it because it's
not the musical
it's like
ones.
cringe.
Yeah. They're still making melodramatic biopics, but it's this in particular where like just seeing the trailer for A Complete Unknown, I'm like, I'm thinking of Walk Hard. I'm like, this looks they're just doing the same thing again.
Well,
like
Jake
the like
Kasdan
sweeping
needs
cameras
to do it
every
again.
time they. They'd have to do something a little different, but for reason I won't say, but But yeah, like even like every time they do like a musical performance and the camera like kind of sweeps around them, like can you do something different? Can you like do something interesting with this? Like an example of a great one, actually, Rocket Man, the Elton John one, is a great example of how you can still do a musical biopic and not have it fall into these
like trappings.
Trappings. Even though it's like, I mean, obviously it's based on a person's life. I mean, I guess you could fictionalize it if you want, but if you're going for like an honest thing, a lot of them got addicted to drugs, so you're gonna that. It's kind of funny how it's like, oh, they're doing this part. What's so cliche? This happens in all of them. It's just like, yeah, well, they all just kind of got addicted to drugs at some point in their life. So it kind of falls down that he has some familial issues. Elton John does, but it's so much more. Like the musical numbers. I love the musical numbers in Rocket Man. These are complete opposite ends of the spectrum with like creativity and invention with like how to do like these in like a mainstream sort of like biopic. Is like you have one end, there's Walk the Line, the other end is something like Rocket Man. Or more recently, Better Man, the Robbie Williams the monkey one. Yeah. He's a monkey. I mean, like that alone, it's something, but it's still pretty good. I didn't like that one nearly as much as Rocket Man, but it's a lot better than this. It's still more interesting. And again, the musical numbers it's not just they're on stage. It's not just Elton John sitting at his piano and the camera just kind of like glides around him a few times and he plays the famous song that you know. He does play a lot of the hits, but it's more like the ones in Rocket Man are more staged like a stage musical where like it gets really fantastical and stuff that happens. And it's like, it's great. That's how music makes you feel or whatever. It's
right.
It's really cool. There's some other movies you could watch instead. Walk Hard, Rocket Man, Better Man.
Pop Star.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah. That too. Yeah.
I don't know.
Different, but yeah.
I don't know if Pop Star is like a send up of like the biopic, but I guess maybe of like I don't know.
Could be like the concert docs. Like they were doing a lot of like pop, like there's like the Justin Bieber one. Maybe I need to watch that, and there will be some Pop Star parallels.
Yeah, it's just it's a level of hater that I aspire to be. That like you dislike a movie so much that you don't just like do that thing where you get red in the face, like saying everything that you don't like about it to the point where like you almost come off worse because you hate it so much and like your hatred is just unappealing, but you make like an incredible satire of every little element of the movie that effectively kills the genre.
Got anything else to say about this?
No.
Okay.
I mean, other than like remembering other things that I really don't like about it.
Yeah. I'll start honestly. Okay. So before this was one where I was like most of the movie I was like 5. And then when it gets to the end and there's that like just how he's feeling about the ending, and then I was like, and it's just long and a waste of my time. And then I was like 4. And now after this discussion, I'm like 3. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah. Yeah. After finishing it yesterday, I was sitting at like a 5. I was like, that was a movie that I saw where things happened in front of me on a screen. And like, that's like, it is a movie that exists. And I think that's how you kind of defined your like 5 ratings. Like I think you gave
and that's why for most of this, that's why it was a 5. Yep. No, exactly. Because it's just like, like I said, it does its job. It does the thing.
I think I'm gonna go with a 4. I think like the songs are fine. I think Joaquin and Reese Witherspoon are like I said, serviceable. I mean, it's Joaquin, so I can't totally hate it because he's like a good actor and he does a good job, I guess. But everything else about this was the most like sentimental cookie cutter Oscar bait biopic schlock that I don't know, it glances over the stuff that I think would be interesting or I would find interesting in favor of just Hollywood sentimentality trying to get Oscars, and I guess they got them, or they got a few, so good job. But yeah, if the only thing that this movie inspired me to do now is to go watch Walk Hard and watch, I think, because I had a chance to see Walk Hard, like Wealthy showed it a few months ago now at this point, and I was thinking about going, but I ultimately didn't go. And now that I've seen Walk the Line, I think watching Walk Hard will be a much more cathartic experience. Yeah. Now that I can like kind of have a 1-to-1 of everything that it's skewering. So I'll give it a 4 for inspiring me to watch a different movie that makes fun of it.
Yeah. I think I would say honestly, maybe watching Walk Hard, maybe watching that by yourself is better anyways. I don't know what the crowd would be like, but I could see it being like, depending on the crowd, it could be like distracting or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see that. Or like they're like, oh, it's funny because it's John C. Reilly and I know him from Step Brothers
or
and
that.
other funny
Yeah,
movies.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's making fun of Walk the Line. Like, it's almost like you should do a double feature of like both of them. So it's like, to fully appreciate Walk Hard, you need to see Walk the Line so you can see exactly like the shit that it's skewering. Yeah.
If I had more time, I was ready to roll right into Walk Hard. The stuff that you were saying, like, you know, they're good actors, and then there's the music. That's what's keeping me from going any lower.
Yeah,
because honestly, like, that's kind of how I feel about my 1-star movies or 2, my 1 out of 10, not 1 star, because 1 out of 10 or like 2 out of 10 movies is like just waste of time. Those are like the worst ones where it's just like this waste of my time and I got nothing, absolutely nothing. I feel like my 5s now are like average but good in a way, like there has to be something where it's like this had nothing going for it except those like few little elements which keeps it. That's what keeps it up. The ones that don't have any, like if this was the same movie but I don't know, they didn't do the songs and maybe the acting wasn't as good, or it was some people I didn't like, this would be like 1 out of 10 because there'd be like nothing redeeming for it. I saw the new Naked Gun, I guess it's a legacy sequel to the old one with Lesliam Neelson. Have you seen the old ones? I forget if you have.
No. I've seen clips. There was one, did we talk about this? I saw one clip where it's like Leslie. It was very funny. It was Leslie Nielsen trying to get information out of somebody, and
I hope it's the one I'm thinking of.
And he's like, the guy's like, oh, I don't know, I don't really remember. I need something.
The bride scene.
And he gives him a 20. He's like, how about this? And he's like, oh, it's still kind of hazy. He's like, how about another one? And he gives him 2 20s, and then he starts giving the information, and then he asks Leslie Nielsen a question, and he's just like, I don't know. And he's like, well, how about this? And he bribes him with the 2 20s that he just used as a bribe, and they just go back and forth.
Yes.
I saw that. I think I saw that clip like on Instagram or TikTok or something like that.
Yeah, that's a great scene.
And I was like, holy shit, that's so good. And it's so funny because Leslie Nielsen like plays it so straight. Like
yeah.
So good.
Yeah, and this new one is directed by Akiva Schaffer, which I heard him say, I always thought it was Schaefer, but I've heard him say it's Schaffer. From The Lonely Island, pop star, like we were just saying, Hot Rod, like he's got a good track record with me. And I think this is probably, at least as far as the one that I can think of that he directed and like wrote, it's probably my least favorite, but I still really liked it. And it feels like as good as you could hope a modern day Naked Gun to be. and I liked Liam Neeson. I don't know who else I would cast in the role. Like, I can't think of anybody better. But the whole time watching the movie, I'm just like, God, their names are so similar too. That makes it like really confusing. Liam Neeson and Leslie Nielsen are very similar.
That almost feels like it's part of it. That feels like a joke, like a meta joke above the movie. That their names sound kind of similar.
Yeah. But yeah, the thing that was like, yeah, bringing it down for me the most is like, despite me like liking him, I think he did a good job. I like his like serious deadpan delivering all these ridiculous lines, but like Leslie Nielsen was perfect for these movies. There's like nobody is going to do it as good as him. He just had the perfect demeanor, and he was made for this brand of comedy. And it's sad that he's, you know, I mean, he's been gone for a while now, but
yeah.
I grew up on his shit. Like, I watched all of his like ones that have like 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. They're probably not good, but I loved him as a kid. Like 2001: A Space Travesty, Repossessed, Dracula Dead and Loving It. I remember really liking Dracula Dead and loving it. The Naked Gun movies, obviously, and then he shows up in some of the scary movies and stuff. And Airplane, I think, was like the original, at least for like the Zucker brothers or whatever. But yeah, so it was good. It was good. I feel like, and just knowing that seems like the Naked, like I just watching, sorry, not Naked Gun, Lonely Island. Even if he didn't make this, I'd be like, yeah, those guys probably watched and liked The Naked Gun. It seems like inspirational. So I believe that, you know, he has like a reverence and love for the old movies, and you can really see it in the comedy. It feels genuine. It feels, or like a genuine like riff, like made with love. A lot of the like, to where like a lot of the jokes feel very close. It's just like off the mark in a lot of ways, but and there to where there was like, I was very close to like laughing hard at multiple points in this movie, but I never did quite get there. You know what I mean? But there was plenty of the movie where I was really close.
Yeah.
So it's really good. I was really waiting for a moment to like really kind of like send me over the edge. It wasn't quite there. But yeah, a lot of ridiculous humor. I love that style of comedy that's in those movies where it's like, you know, in this, but I think they were a little more fine-tuned in the original ones. Of like, I was talking to Clea with it after I saw it, and it's like, it's smart, stupid dialogue. Yes. It's like, it's so dumb. The humor and the jokes are so dumb, but it's so intelligent.
There's like
how stupid it is.
It's like wordplay and like layers of irony. Kind of, I don't know. I haven't seen these, but almost like Arrested Development. Like where there's like a lot of Arrested Development jokes that are like, you know, crass and stupid, but then like like characters like one person can say something to like another character and they'll totally misinterpret it with a secondary meaning that the other character didn't expect or understand. I think of like the Afternoon Delight joke where Oscar thinks it's a strain of weed and Michael thinks it's having sex, and so he tells Oscar to give his mom some Afternoon Delight, and he's like, oh, maybe I'll put one in her brownie. Like that.
No,
like,
it's the other way. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's...
and Michael's like, I don't need to know the details. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
But it's like, it's like a sticking a dick in a butt poop joke, but it's like the layers of like misunderstandings and contexts between two different characters. I don't know. I haven't seen like the Naked Gun movies or like those types of comedies, but like it's like that dumb, maybe like clever wordplay type thing.
Clever, dumb, smart, dumb. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then during there was like a mid-credit scene, and they ended it with a reference to the Police Squad TV show, which I was really touched by, because the Naked Gun is actually, I guess, an adaptation or whatever. It started out as a TV show called Police Squad, but it only lasted 6 episodes because it was canceled like immediately. And they cite a major reason is because it wasn't done in front of a live studio audience with like a laugh track. And it was like people didn't know when to laugh. So people didn't think it was funny, I guess. Something along those lines is what I remember reading. But I think, I don't know if they are still, but they were on YouTube. So I watched the 6 episodes, I don't know, a while ago, and every episode ends with a like fake out freeze frame. Like they'll say, like, oh, another job well done, and they'll like clink their mugs and it'll like freeze, but then like they're not actually frozen, and they just like stand there, and you can like see their like mouths like move, like maybe they'll like, I don't know, you can tell that they're not, or sometimes they like do a little like gag with it. Like there's one episode where another guy, like they freeze frame and then another guy walks in and he's like, hey guys, I was checking over these reports, and then he like sees that they're frozen, and he's like, oh, and he like goes to freeze, but then he's like the whole credits he's like trying to find out, he's like, oh no, so then he like picks up a phone and he's like, and he, like he's like trying to yeah, so the movie ends with that, and I was like, that's great that they like even reference this like thing that probably a lot of people don't know. A lot of people probably think it's just the movies, because again, it's 6 episodes in like, and it was like 10 years before the first movie even came out. It was like not like they went right into it.
There is on Amazon, there's Police Squad the complete series on Blu-ray for like $14.
Nice.
But it's funny to call a canceled show after 6 episodes the complete series.
Yeah.
It's like, that's all it is 6 episodes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this new one, I think I went with the 7 for it. So
okay.
It's a solid comedy. It's good. It's just it just has a giant of comedy, I think, to live up to, and it doesn't quite get there, but yeah, I thought it was really funny.
Oh yeah.
And now next week, or not next week, maybe it will be, because we switched to weekly for these. I don't know how it's gonna line up. So maybe next episode, we're gonna be starting our horror month. So we're gonna be doing some spooky movies. We're gonna have at least a guest. I think we'll have a few guests on. We'll see. Still trying to work out the kinks, but I think the one that we'll announce. Let's do yours. Since we know you'll be there.
Yeah.
And we can figure out the other ones when we get that situated. But we know you're gonna be there, so you can.
Well,
do it.
Speaking of Lesliam Neelson.
Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So my pick for the horror month is Creepshow. I think George Romero.
Is it multiple, or is it just?
I think it's a collab between Stephen King and George Romero. I think they did all of them.
Yeah, story by King, and then directed by.
Yeah, not sure what year it came out. 87, maybe.
82, the same year that the Police Squad TV show is.
Whoa. Okay. Wow, this is crazy. Yeah. So Creepshow is a horror anthology written by Stephen King, directed by George Romero. I think there's 4 or 5 shorts in it of varying length. There's lots of it's kind of a horror comedy, I would say, for the most part. But there's some campy, unnerving. Yeah, it's very campy. It's very fun. There's lots of ooey gooey practical effects because it's George Romero and like Dawn of the Dead, all that kind of stuff. yeah, I saw it a few years ago on the big screen for like the Halloween month and fell in love with it. So spoilers, I'm going to probably review this very highly, but it's like a perfect Halloween movie, I think. So yes, next episode is Creepshow.
Hey.
So watch it.
Yeah, if you don't want to be spoiled for it. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm happy with that pick. It's been a while since I've seen it, so yeah. Yeah, watch it if you don't want to be spoiled or whatever before the next episode. These come out on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. EST on YouTube in video form, as well as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more in audio form. We also have social pages on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And with all that said, I'm gonna go watch Walk Hard. That's literally what I'm going to do when we're done. That's what I'm gonna do before I go to work. And I'm TJ, and with me as always,
I have other shit to do today, so I can't go and just immediately watch Hard. So I'm gonna do the next best thing, which is go into my bathroom and rip the sink off of the wall. And I am Nick.
And I walk the line. I don't know.